Welcome to SuperstarCraft. Today I'm going to be sharing a red barn tutorial that I have built in my forever world. It is the one that is right behind me, so if you're interested in building this, stick right here. All the materials to build this red barn are going to be in the description below. So I've laid out this guide to help you visually see how large this barn is going to be. It is going to be from the two orange squares. It is going to be a 14 by 14. The blue and red are going to be the walls. The black and yellow are going to be openings or doorways. So let's start with the orange squares. That's going to be the easiest. And we're going to take our stripped spruce log and we're going to lay them right on top of the orange squares. And we're going to go up 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be a total of 7 stripped spruce logs. And we're going to do that on each orange square. Now we'll start with the walls. So the first set of blocks we're going to do is we're going to go up 7 blocks. So our walls will match the height of the stripped spruce logs. So we're going to start over here with the left side first. Now I will ask you though in the comments if you can comment which way is easier for you to build in survival. Because I'm going to show 2 different ways to place these walls. Now, is it easier to follow if I say we're going to place 4 up and we're building up, or is it easier for you in survival to build if we go layer by layer? I'm going to do both on each side and then you can let me know which one's easier, because I would like to make these tutorials as easy for people to follow in survival. We're going to start with a block diagonally from the spruce logs, and we're starting in the front of the build, the one with the 5 yellow and black wool. We're going to start here on the red one right in the corner, and we're going to go up with 3 stripped mangroves. We're going to do 1 mangrove plank, 1 netherrack, and 2 mangrove planks. For the next one, we're going to do 5 stripped mangrove and 2 netherrack. For the next one over, we're going to do 3 stripped, 1 plank, 1 stripped, 1 plank, and then we're going to do a red terracotta. Go back down. This last one, we're going to do stripped almost all the way to the top. We're going to do 6 up of stripped, and this last one we're going to do plank. For now, we're going to skip the doorway and we're going to move on to this side of the wall. Now I'm going to do the other way of doing the tutorial, which is going to show you layer by layer, and you let me know if this one or this way over here was easier to follow in survival. So we're going to start with red terracotta. We're going to put that right in the corner. We're going to do 2 netherrack and then a stripped mangrove log. Next, we're going to go netherrack, plank, and 2 stripped logs. For the next layer, we're going to go plank, stripped, plank, stripped. This next row will be all stripped mangrove. Next will be 2 stripped, 1 plank, 1 red terracotta. Next layer, 1 plank, 3 stripped. For this last one, we're going to go stripped, plank, netherrack, and last one stripped. So we have the front of our walls. Now this entrance here is going to be arched, so we do need to connect the 2 walls together. So we're going to start at the very top. We're going to start with the mangrove plank and we're going to place it next to the other mangrove plank that's on the left side of the barn. And then we're just going to take our stripped mangrove and drag it all the way across till it touches the other stripped mangrove on the right of our barn. Now below that, we're going to go 2 mangroves, mangrove plank, stripped mangrove, and end it with a netherrack. Now we're going to go down one more time. It's not going to be a full layer though. So right under the netherrack, we're going to place a stripped mangrove. And then same on this side, under this mangrove right here, we're going to place another stripped mangrove. And this will be the start of the entrance to your barn. Let's move on to the side of the barn that does not have any openings to it. So we're going to do the wall that is fully closed. This wall is going to be like a little farmer's market that is attached to the barn. So you really aren't going to see much texturing on it because there's going to be so many things in front of it. So this wall is all just stripped mangrove. So that's what you could do, is just fill it all in with stripped mangrove. If you'd like to add extra texturing to it, you can. If yours isn't going to be as decorated as mine was, because I do have several decoration mods in my Forever World that I did use to make it more of a farmer's market look, then you can go ahead and add some texturing to it. But we're just Jesus. But we're just going to bring it all the way up 7 blocks to match the spruce logs. Now, it doesn't matter the orientation of these logs. They could be sideways, they could be up and down. Moving them around kind of does add a little bit of texture to the wall. So there we go. Now you will have a little bit of texturing on this line here, but it will be covered up from the market. Okay, let's do the back side. The back side of this barn will have an opening where the yellow and black wool is, and we're also going to have a window right on this side of the wall. So let's start on the left side of the building first, and then we will work on the side with the window, and hopefully it'll be a little bit easier to follow that way. Okay, so we're going to start on the left side right by this spruce, closest to the entrance of the yellow and wool blocks. And we're going to go 2 stripped, 1 netherrack, 2 stripped, 1 netherrack, and then we're going to top it with a red terracotta. This next row is going to be 1 stripped, 1 netherrack, then we're going to go up 4 stripped, and we're going to top it with a plank. And then we're going to go over, we're going to skip this opening, and we're going to start on this one here, and we're going to go up 6 stripped mangroves and top it with a plank. Now we're going to connect the top of the door, and we're just going to use our mangrove log and just go right across with 3, and we're going to do that with 2 layers. So that will be your back door entrance. Okay, we're now moving over, and we're going to go 5 stripped mangrove going up. We're going to do a mangrove plank and top it with a netherrack. Okay, going back down, we're going to do 4 stripped logs. We're going to grab a red terracotta and then top it with 2 more stripped logs. Now this is where we're going to have our window start. So what I actually would like to do is I would like to skip these next 3 blocks. That's how wide our window is going to be. And I want to just add in the 1 column of blocks here first. So let's start with that. So we're going to start with 2 netherracks. We're going to do 1 stripped, 1 netherrack, and then the rest will be stripped mangrove. Now let's start from the top. We're going to go stripped mangrove, plank, and another stripped. We're going to go down another layer, and we're going to go netherrack and 2 stripped. So that is the top. Now let's fill in a little bit at the bottom. So for this bottom, we're going to do 1 stripped, 1 netherrack, 1 plank. Above this plank, we're going to put another plank, and then we're just going to go over with 2 stripped. So that is your window. It is going to be a 3x3 opening. Now it's time to do our final wall, and we're going to start over here on the left side. So right by this bottom terracotta, we're going to add in a netherrack, stripped mangrove log, plank, red terracotta, netherrack, and then 2 mangrove logs. We're going to grab mangrove stairs, and right against this plank that we have placed, put an upside down stair. On top of that upside down stair, we're going to add 2 stripped mangroves and 2 planks. Now we're going to stay working up here for a second. And against this plank, we're going to place another plank. And then we're going to go down with 3 stripped mangroves. And we are going to do that again. And we're against this plank. We're going to go 1 stripped mangrove and go down with 3 more stripped mangroves. Now on this last mangrove that we just placed, we want to spin around and do what we did with this upside down stair and place an upside down stair under that stripped mangrove. So that is the start of one of our entrances into our cow pen. Okay, so now we can start on this middle part of the wall. We're going to go netherrack, 2 stripped mangroves, netherrack, and then we're going to go 3 stripped mangrove. Moving on to the next one. We're doing 4 stripped mangroves, a red terracotta, a plank, and a strip mangrove. And 1 more over, red terracotta, plank, 2 stripped mangroves, plank, netherrack, terracotta. Now we are over the part of our next cow pen entrance. So again, we're going to start from the top, and we are going to do a stripped mangrove, go down 2 more stripped mangroves, a plank, and under that plank, we're going to do an upside down stair. Back to the top, we are going to do a plank, and we're going to go down 3 stripped mangroves. again to the top, plank, another plank under it, 2 stripped mangroves, and then we're going to swing around and do an upside down stair so you get the arch. Okay, we have our last part of the walls. For that, we are going to do netherrack, 3 stripped mangrove, 1 terracotta, 1 plank, and 1 stripped mangrove. And now you have the majority of the walls built. Before we start building the rest of our walls up, which is just going to be the front and back walls that we're building up, the side ones are completely finished with their height. We want to take our pale oak trapdoors and we want to go right to the top, and we're going to be doing this on the front and back. So we're going to come right to the top of these blocks, and on the top half, we're just going to place an entire row of pale oak trapdoors. So you can see it's going to be completely level with the spruce and all the mangrove, just like this. Setting the time so it's not shadowed because those pale oaks created such a shadow, but this will be the front. Now let's do the back side. Top half, we want to do trapdoors all the way across. Okay, now we could work on the rest of the roof. So we want to go back to all of our red blocks, and we're going to start on the front side of the build. We are not going to start on this corner. We're going to go in one and start on this plank. And we are going to do 5 stripped mangrove logs first. So we're going to go here. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we'll do a plank in the middle. And we're going to go over 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're not going to place any blocks on these end pieces. For this next layer, we're going to skip the 2 outer blocks. So these first 2 mangrove logs we are skipping, and we start on the 3rd one with a mangrove log. We're going to do 2 of those. We'll do mangrove plank, 2 more stripped logs, netherrack, stripped log, and then we're leaving these 2 blank. We are going up 1 more row, and we're going to take our netherrack, and again we're going to skip 2. So we're going to skip the stripped, we're going to skip the netherrack, and on top of this stripped here we're placing a netherrack. On top of that plank, we're going to do a stripped mangrove. And then right in the middle, we're going to do a mangrove laying sideways. So that should be the arch of your roof. This first layer here is going to be 11 across. The second is 7 across. And on top of that one, the final one is 3 across. Now let's do that same exact thing on the back side of our build. We're on the back side of the barn. We're going to skip this end piece and we're just going to go over 1 and start on top of this log. We're going to start with a mangrove plank and we're going to go over 8 times with stripped logs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to end it with a mangrove plank. And then 1 more stripped log. So we are skipping this red terracotta. We are not placing anything on top of it. And for this next layer, we're going to go into, so we're going to skip these end pieces, skip the stripped mangrove, skip the plank. We're going to start on this stripped mangrove here. And we're going to start with a mangrove plank, a netherrack, 4 mangrove logs, and end it with a mangrove plank. Okay, we're going to go up 1 more layer. We're going to skip the 2 outer ones on both sides again, and we're just going to fill in the 3 inner ones. And for that, we're going to do plank, stripped mangrove, stripped mangrove. So now the front and the back are the same. Now, before we move on to the actual roof of the build, I think we should start decorating the walls because the roof is going to cover the walls and make things a little bit harder to see. So we're going to start with the side with the smaller door and the window. Let's start with the door. So from this point of the door, we're going to take our mangrove fence and we're just going to go all the way down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fences. Now we're going to take our slabs and this middle one of the door here on the bottom half of the stripped mangrove, we're going to place a slab. We're going to go down half a block, place another slab, and we're going down half a block again on this bottom half of this block and placing a slab. Now we will do that to this side as well. Since we have nothing here to place, I'm going to place a temporary block underneath. And we're going to place our pale oak slab on the top half of this dirt block. Remove. And then coming over to this side of the wall, going down half a slab to the bottom half of that block. So it shall look like this. Under the edges of these slabs here on the sides of the door, we're going to place lanterns. And then you want to come in and face the lantern from the middle of the door and just place a trapdoor against the lantern. Now that is your doorway for the back side. Let's work on the window. For the window, we want to take our spruce fences. And on these 3 middle blocks right under the window, we just want to take our spruce fence. Then we want to take our moss blocks and place them on top of the spruce fence. And then we want to take waxed weathered copper trapdoors, and we're going to place it over the moss blocks and also on the sides. So this is going to be a planter box for flowers. Next, we're going to grab white stained glass and we're just going to fill in the window completely. So it's going to be 9 total glass panes. Let's get some white flowers into our planter box. Going back to grab our pale oak, we're going to create another shape like this on top of the window. So right in the middle on this stripped log, we're going to place a bottom slab. We're going to go down half a slab. So against these side windows, we're going to place slabs. And then we're going to go down again half a slab and over, place more slabs. So now it looks identical to this one, but we are going to add a few more slabs to this window. I'm going to grab the moss block as my temporary block for right now, and I'm going to place it right here in the middle under the very top slab, and against the top half of the moss block, I'm going to add a slab, and we can remove that moss block. Next, with the moss block, again, it's still temporary. We're going to put it against this slab on the outer edge. Take your pale oak slab, and we want to place it on the side of the moss block, the bottom half. Remove that. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Place it against the edge of the pale oak, and then on the inside, place your slab. Now we want to take our lanterns again, and right underneath, we're going to do the same thing we did over there. We're going to place the lanterns on the very edges. Then we're going to take our trapdoors, and again, place them against the lanterns and flip them up. And there's your window for the back of the barn. I did add one more decoration to this barn. This is totally optional, but I did put a little well back here. So right in the middle of these blocks here, it goes cauldron, anvil, mud block, button on top of the mud block, lever pointing down on the mud block. Now under here, under the lever, we want to put 1 blue stained glass pane with a decorated pot underneath. So it just looks like a little watering well, so you could water your plants nearby. And that is the back of the barn. Now let's swing around and do the front. For the front of our barn, right in the center of the doorway, under this plank, we want to add a lantern. On either side of the lantern, we are going to add a fence post. And then on both sides of the entrance, we are going to add more spruce fence posts. So 1, 2, 3, 4 going up to the top. Again, on both sides of the entrance, right on top of the mangrove wood, we're going to do 4 trapdoors going up. Grabbing our pale oak, right on top of where the spruce trapdoors are, we want to do 1 pale oak. We're going to go over and we're going to do another pale oak slab with 1 on top. We're going to go over and up 1. We're going to go over 1. We're going to go over again with just 1. And we're going to go down this time. Over 1, down, and over 1. Next, grab your pale oak trapdoors and we're going to go to the sides. Come to the side of this spruce trapdoor at the bottom half. Place it and flip it up. And same on this side. Place it against the bottom half of the spruce trapdoor. Make sure you shift while you're doing it. Oops, and place it and flip it up. Now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to place oak trapdoors with a lantern underneath. So we're going to grab our oak trapdoors. And on this left side, on this bottom half of the netherrack block, place your oak trapdoor. That way you can place a lantern underneath. So we're going to do that on this side as well. Under this plank, we have this stripped mangrove log. On the bottom half of that mangrove log, place your oak trapdoor with your lantern underneath. Now that is the front of your barn. Let's now do a little bit of the decorating on the side where our farmer's market is going to go. So you want to go to the side that the wall is completely full. On both sides, right by the spruce logs, we want to take spruce plank and go all the way from top to bottom And we are going to do that on both sides. Then we're going to take our spruce slab and we're going to go all the way across on the top half. So just on the top half, spruce slab all the way across. Next, you want to grab your spruce stairs and we're going to come around, and this is going to be the same on both sides. Come around to face the planks like this, and we want to shift and we want to put an upside down stair. So it looks like this against the spruce planks. And then we want to place a full block on top of the stair. And we'll do that over here. Come around to the side, shift, upside down stair with a full block on top. After that, take your fences and not the top block, but the second one from the top, place a spruce fence and bring it all the way down to sit on top of the full block that's on top of the stair. So it's going to be a total of 4 fences. And we're going to do that on both sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're taking our spruce plank again, and on the inside of this spruce plank, do one here, also one here. Then we're going to grab our slabs and we're going to start in this middle one here, and we're going to work on the top half of the blocks. So we're going to place 2 spruce slabs. We want to grab oak slabs and we're going to place 1. Go back to spruce, place 2. Oak, place 1. And then we're going to complete it with all spruce slabs. So 5 spruce slabs, 1 oak, 2 spruce, 1 oak, 2 spruce. Now for the front here, we're going to go 2 spruce, we're going to go 4 oak, and we're going to do 3 spruce. So it's kind of like the oak is like a weathered part of farmer's market stall. For the next part of this wall, we're going to go up, and you see the single oak slab here. We're going to go up 1, 2, and on the top half of this second block, we're going to place a bamboo trapdoor, and we're going to do a row of 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that will be your shelf that you can set things on in your farmer's market stall. We want to grab spruce fence gates next. We're going to start to create where an awning is going to go on this side of the barn. So we want to take the fence gate and not the top fence post, but the second one down. We want to go over with 2 fence gates. And we want to do that on both sides. So 1, 2, and on the second fence post from the top. Now we want to grab a barrel, and along the same line as the stripped spruce log that we have on the barn, we want to go over 3. So we want 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3. And on this 4th one, we want to add a barrel. On top of that barrel, we want to add 2 spruce fence posts with 1 mangrove fence post on top of it, and a mangrove plank on top of this mangrove fence post. So it's not going to be connected to the fence. It's going to be 1 block over from the fence gate. It's going to be on the same row as our spruce log. We want to do that on this side as well. So we'll go for 1, 2, 3. On the 4th one, add the barrel, 2 spruce fences, 1 mangrove, 1 mangrove plank. Now we're going to add the awning last because I don't want it to become overly shadowed. Next to this barrel, we're going to do 2 laying down. So we're going to do 1 next to it and 1 in front of that. And we're going to go over 1 more with another barrel. You want to do that on this side as well. We want to go out with a barrel, forward, and another one next to it. We want to grab spruce trapdoors, and we want to go out 3 on both sides. And then flip one up like this. And that is your stalls for your farmer market. Now you could place anything on top. I do have lots of decoration mods in my forever world that I put on here. I have barrels of different vegetables, and I have different like soda cans and different plants you could put into planters. I have stacks of hay on top of here in my world. Also underneath, I will show you a little clip right now of what my area looks like. So let's start on the actual awning for this farmer's market. Now we're going to need red nether brick slabs and mangrove slabs. Now we're just going to do every other block in between these 2 mangrove slabs. So we're going to start with the red nether brick. We're going to go nether brick, mangrove slab, nether brick, mangrove slab. And we're just going to do that all the way across till the other side. on what we just placed, you want to grab mangrove trapdoors, and on top of all the mangrove slabs and mangrove planks, we're going to put a mangrove trapdoor. And then we're going to go up half a block and do that same exact thing. And now that we have the trapdoor placed, it's going to be a little bit easier to place our next set of slabs. So right against the mangrove trapdoor, crouch and put a mangrove slab behind it. And then we're going to do the same pattern. Nether wart brick, mangrove slab, nether wart brick, mangrove slab, and so on till we get to the very end. Now we're not going to place any more trapdoors on top of the mangrove. That was just for the first row. Okay, we have two things left to do. We want to grab red banners and white banners and also go back in and grab pale oak trapdoors. We're going to put these banners right in the front and we're going to start with this full mangrove block. We're going to go white, red, and just finish that pattern all the way across. Now for our pale oak trapdoors, we want to create an extra little awning on top of the banners. It's going to be easier to place your pale oak trapdoors against the mangrove trapdoors that are already there, but we don't want there to be a gap. We want it to be solid. So you might have to take a temporary block and place it in between the mangrove trapdoors, just so you could then go in and place your pale trapdoors on a little bit easier. We want to add 2 more trapdoors on the sides. This is where my cat has made me lose my train of thought. You want to add 2 more trapdoors hanging off the edge of this farmer's market. So we want to take our temporary block again, come to the sides and place it against the mangrove trapdoor and then your pale oak trapdoor. So it's just going to be hanging off the edge by 1. It will all connect and make sense when we do our roof of the barn. So temporary block. 1 pale oak trapdoor hanging over the edge. Let's swing to the front of the building. I'm going to now remove these yellow blocks so we can make it look a little nicer for the rest of the tutorial. They are no longer needed. Okay, we're going to swing to the front of our building and we're going to continue working on this awning here. We are going to connect it from this spruce log to this plank. And what I do on this side will also be done exactly the same to the back side. I will show it, but just so you know, if you want to skip through the video, they will be the same. All we need for that is waxed weathered copper trapdoors, waxed weathered cut copper stairs, and waxed weathered cut copper slabs, as well as moss. So we're going to start with the edge. We're going to connect the spruce log to the pale oak trapdoor. For that, we want to take our cut copper stairs, come around where you're facing the farmer's market, right against the spruce log, do an upside down stair. Just like that. On the back side of the stair, we want to do a regular stair with a slab underneath. Now we want to come out with the slab and go down 1. And so this next slab should be flush with this mangrove slab, just like this. We want to go down 1, and your next slab, when you go over, should be flush with the top half of the mangrove plank, like this. So you should be able to see the mangrove trapdoor above this slab. That's why we have our copper trapdoors. We'll put it on top of that slab and make it flush with this mangrove trapdoor and this pale oak trapdoor. Next, you want to grab a pale oak slab, and we're going to work underneath here against this full mangrove plank. Put a slab. Now we want to go up a slab. So we're actually going to place it against this fence gate. So hold shift and place a slab right against the fence gate, and it's going to go up half a slab. So you could see under here, right under these slabs of copper, but behind them, we're just putting 1 slab going up, and we want it to meet with this spruce log. So against this very top fence post, on the bottom half of that fence post, we want to put another pale oak slab. So it'll look like this. So now we just want to take this exact design we did and do it on this back side of our barn. So we want to take our cut copper stairs, come around here and face the direction of the farmer's market against the spruce log. Place an upside down stair. We want to rotate, so we're now facing the back of that stair, and place a regular stair with a slab underneath. We want a slab coming out, one underneath. We want one more coming out from the side and underneath, and one more out to the side. Let's place our copper trapdoor on top of that slab so it is now flush with the other trapdoors that we have laid. We'll grab our pale oak slab, come down here, place one against the bottom half of this mangrove plank, place one against this fence gate, and place another one against this fence post, the bottom half of the post. Okay, now we're going to go on top of the roof. We want to grab our waxed weathered cut copper slab. And from these slabs here, we want to go up another slab and go all the way across. So when we turn around here, against this top double slab, we just want to take these slabs all the way across to meet that one over there. To fill in this last gap we have here, this is going to be the same material that we're actually going to use for the rest of the roof of this barn, which is going to be the moss block, green wool, and lime terracotta. So we're going to start with 2 moss, and it's going to be right next to the stairs. We're going to go all the way across. So 2 moss, we're going to go 1 wool, 1 terracotta, and the rest will be moss. All the way across to the other stair. Now your full side of the farmer's market is complete. Now we can officially start with the rest of our roof. And we're going to start where we started with the farmer's market side. So right on top of this upside down stair that is in front of the spruce log, we want to place a regular stair. And then we want to come up, flip around, and place an upside down stair on the back of that stair. So this is the stair we had placed first from the awning of the farmer's market. Place a regular stair on top with an upside down stair behind it. We also want to add in our inventory, we want the full waxed weathered cut copper block. On top of that upside down stair, we want to do a full block with an upside down stair on the inside of that block with a slab on top of that upside down stair. We're going to go up by a slab. So we want to go over 1 slab connected to that slab on top of the stair. And we want to go up 1. We want to do that again. Over 1 slab, up 1 slab. Now for this, we want to do a temporary block. We want to add a temporary block on top of that one. So you will see it will have a little gap. You want to go over 1, temporary still, under this block and place an upside down stair. Because we want the stair to go up, but only look like it's going up half a slab. So temporary block above, over, upside down stair under that temporary block, remove. Now we're going to do over a slab, up a slab, over a slab, and up a slab. And that last double slab should be the exact middle of your barn. Now don't mind this gap in between here or that it doesn't line up with the walls of your barn. We are going to add in more slabs underneath these copper slabs to fill it in. But right now we just want the outline of the actual barn. We're going to replicate everything we just did here and we're going to add it to this side over here. But let's start from the top. So from here we're going to go out a slab and we're going to go under. And now we're going to want to do this upside down stair again. So let's take a temporary block, come under it, add your upside down stair. Remove the temporary block, take your slabs again, and on this back side of the stair, on the bottom half of it, we're going to go slab, down a slab. We're doing that again. Over a slab, down a slab. For this next one, we're just going to go over a slab, take your stairs, spin around in, and do an upside down stair. Take your full copper block behind the upside down stair, do a full copper block with an upside down stair under that full block. Behind this upside down stair, we want to do a regular stair, and then down, this is where you're going to have the same thing that you had over there, flush against this spruce log. You want an upside down stair. Now we are going to pull out to create another awning for our cows. It's going to be very similar to the one over there. So we're going to spin around here against this upside down stair that is flush with the spruce log. We want to do a regular stair. We want to do a slab under that stair. We want to take the slab out and down again, out and down one more time. So that's 3 double slabs going down. And then on this bottom half, we want a slab coming out and another slab coming out. And that will be the shape of the roof of your barn. That is the exact pattern you will follow on the back side as well. So from here, on this side here, on this last slab, we just want to take the slab and go all the way across. Right now it is flush with the spruce log. You want to make sure it goes out one more. And now we're just going to repeat what we did over there and do it up over here. So on this side, we have one single slab going out. Then we have another going out and up, over and up, over and up. Then we have one more going over, just a single slab with a stair on top. Spin around here. This is where our upside down stair is flush with the spruce log. And again, we're just going to do the same pattern. We have a stair on top of the upside down one, spin around, upside down stair under it. We have a full block of cut copper on top with an upside down stair underneath, a slab on top. And then you can see right over here, this is what we're going to start mimicking next. We're going to go over a slab, up one, over, up one. This is where we need our temporary block, and you're going to go up a temporary block, over towards the center of your barn with the temporary block. Take your upside down, take your stairs, go under that second temporary block, and put an upside down stair. So the upside down stair is just half a slab up. Then you want to grab your copper slabs and connect it to that stair, going up. And now we're on the last one, or right in the middle. We're going to go over a slab and up, and that will get you right to the middle of your barn. And now you just have to connect that block to that block from this top middle on the bottom half. Slab going over and down. Now we want to take our temporary block and go to the side of that. Take your cut copper stair, spin around, go under, remove. So half a slab down for the upside down stair. Take your slab on this half of the upside down stair, go out one and down, out one and down, out one, and take a stair and turn upside down stair under that slab. Behind that stair right here, we have a full block. So right there, under that full block, upside down stair. And behind this upside down stair, we have a regular stair. And now you have the full shape of the roof. Okay, next we're going to grab our pale oak slabs and our pale oak trapdoors so we can now fill in these gaps in the front and the back so you won't see any air. We want to start with our trapdoors first. So this is going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze, which you wouldn't really be able to do if we weren't doing them first. If we did the slabs, it would be an extra tight squeeze. So do the trapdoors first. We want to go over 3 trapdoors. So 1, 2, 3. On this third trapdoor, shift, place a trapdoor, and lift it up. Okay, we're going to lay that back down just so we could walk over. We're going to skip this trapdoor, and on this trapdoor here, we want to lay 2 trapdoors on top of each other. Open them. And now when you come to look out here, they are the same height as our wall. Let's do that on this side. We also want to do it on this side. So 1, 2, 3 on this third trapdoor, shift, place a single one. Skip this one, and on this trapdoor here, replace 2. Open it, just like this. Now we're going to go in with our pale oak slabs. This is all going to be done on top of these trapdoors. So we're going to start on the left side closest to the farmer's market, right on top of this very first pale oak trapdoor. shift and put a trapdoor on top of it. So now you can see that this gap right here is covered by the pale oak. Now we're going to do the same here. Go one over against this first mangrove log. On the top half, place a slab. And now that gap is covered. Now we want to cover this gap that's being shown by the stair. Just place a pale oak right on top of the other slab. We're going to go over a slab, up a slab, over a slab, up a slab, over a slab, up a slab. And we're actually here, we're going to go up another slab. Now we're going to come over here. We're going to go over one that fills in a gap, but we also want to do one below. And then now we're right in the middle. We're going to go over one with that top half of the slab and go up one to fill in that gap. We're going to go over, and now we're just going to repeat what we did here. So we're going to go over one, down one. We're going to go over one, and we're going to place one above and below. Over one, down one, over one, down one, over one, down one. And then this one, we're just doing one right on top of that oak trapdoor. And there you go. That is the filled in version of the barn. And now you have no gaps between the copper and the mangrove walls. Now we're going to take that whole thing and we're going to do it to the backside. So starting with the pale oak trapdoors, let's go stand on the trapdoors. So we're going to skip this first one, skip this second one, and on to the third one here. Place a trapdoor. We're going to go forward 2. So 1, 2 on this second one. Place 2 trapdoors and open them. And we're going to go to this other side, flip around. So go forward 3 on this third trapdoor. Place 1 trapdoor, go forward 2 on this second one, place 2. Exactly the same as the front. Now let's go fill in the gaps. So on this very first trapdoor, place 1 slab against this mangrove. Top half of the mangrove, place 1 slab with 1 on top, 1 over, 1 on top, 1 over, 1 on top, 1 over, 2 on top. Then we want to go over 1 on bottom. Okay, now we're in the middle of our barn. This top half slab, we want to go over 1, up 1. Now we're going to work our way down. So this bottom half of this slab, we want to go over 1, down 1, over 1, 1 below, and 1 above. Working on this bottom half here, 1 over, 1 below, 1 over, 1 below, 1 over, 1 below, and last one right on top of the trapdoor. There you have it. Now your walls are officially complete. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves and start filling in the roof, we have a couple more things we need to finish on the cow pen side of the barn. And now this side is just floating, so we need to ground it to the floor. We're going to take our spruce logs and right in this corner here, so we're going to go stand in this corner and right below it, just do 4 spruce logs. So it's going to come right below this half slab here. Now we want to do that on both sides, and it's 4 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And on this 5th one over, that's where we want to place the spruce log. We're going to go up 4. Take your spruce fences and go on the inside towards the other spruce log, 4 of them, both sides. And go over 1 more with 2 with a trapdoor above it. And then we want 2 fence gates. That way your cows can't leave. Same over here. Up 2 for the fence posts, 2 fence gates, spruce trapdoor on the 2 fence posts. Now this is where we're going to take our pale oak slabs and we're going to do what we did right over there, but over here. So against this spruce log on the bottom half, right under this copper block, pale oak slab. Now we want to go down and over. So you want to take a block and place it against the fence. So that way you could place a pale oak slab on the bottom half of that block, go up and over. But you don't want to keep this one on top. Just use it as a temporary block. Same on this side. If we're from the inside of here, you could see from the second spruce log down, the bottom half of it, place a slab, go down with a temporary block. On the top half of that block, place a pale oak slab, remove that temporary block. I want to place another temporary one on this side, to then also place it on the bottom half. So just 3 pale oak slabs. And you can see that it just matches the roof on both sides. Now for this side, it's just going to be a big gate. So we want to take our mud brick wall and we want to go up 3 fences. Then we want to take our fence gate, attach it to the wall 3 times, and then place another wall. Go up 3 fences on top of the wall. Gates 3 times. Mud wall. 3 fences on top of the mud wall. Mud wall here against this spruce. Fence gates in between, 3. And your fence posts on top of the mud wall. Now we're going to create another layer. You could leave it just like this if you'd like, but I'm going to do another layer. So against these fence posts, we're going to add another fence post on either side with another fence gate in the middle. And we're going to do that for these 2. Fence post on either side, fence gate in the middle. Post on either side, fence gate in the middle. And now we are officially ready to start filling in the roof. So grab your moss block, your lime terracotta, your green wool, and also grab a moss carpet. We're going to start on the cow pen side of the roof. We're going to start right here on top of this spruce log, and we're going to start with 2 lime terracottas, green wool, and then we're going to fill in the rest with moss. This next row is going to be level with the one we just placed. We're going to go moss pretty much all the way across till we get to that corner again. Okay, we have 2 more moss. That last moss is going to line up with the green wool. Then we're going to go green wool, lime terracotta. This next one will go up a level. So we're going to take green wool against this double slab. So there's 2 here. We're going to go up 1 like this with green wool 2 times and moss all the way across. The next layer will also be flush with this one. It's going to be on the same level. Let's start on this side because we're going to start with green wool and moss block all the way across again. Okay, this next level is going to go up again and we're going to take our lime terracotta. It's going to be right next to the stair and also right next to the spruce log. And you're going to take moss all the way across. Going up another level right next to this stair on top of the spruce logs, moss. We're going to go all the way across. In these last 3 blocks, we're going to do 2 terracottas and 1 lime wool. We're going to go up another level. Now we're going to start working on the level that's above this red wall. We're going to go 2 wool, 1 terracotta, rest moss. Okay, we will not be going up a level with this one. We are going to keep it on the same line as this one that we just placed. We're going to do 1 terracotta. We're going to do 7 moss. Do another terracotta, and then the rest will be moss. Okay, for this next one, we will be going up a level, and we're going to go over 7 moss. 7 moss, then we're going to go 2 terracotta and the rest moss. For this next row, we will not be going up a level. We are going to keep it the same as this one. So it's going to be 2 wide, same level. But the only thing for this next one, you can see we are 2 away from the middle of our barn. This one here, if we were even to put a full block against here, it would be way too tall behind here. All these other ones are above only half a block. They're above the copper half a block. Or this one would be a full block. So to fix that, that's where you take your moss carpet and add in a moss carpet just right there. So you can see it looks just like the other ones. You won't even know that it's not an actual block that's right there. The moss really helps hide it. So we're going to go over 6 blocks. And then we're going to do a green wool and finish it off with moss until we get to this last block where we again have to do a moss carpet. For the next one, we are going to do 3 in a row all on the same layer. So we're going to take our moss block, place one here, and one here. So it's going to be the top 3 middle blocks of our barn. Let me show you from this side. So top 3 middle blocks of our barn, the 2 on either side will stand out half a block. The one in the middle will be flush with our middle slabs. Okay, we're just going to do that 5 times. All moss. Then the 6th one at the side, we're going to do 1 moss and 2 green wool. Now we're going to skip 3 blocks over. We're going to have a 3 block gap right in the middle. So let's start on the front and do that to meet in the middle. We're going to do the same with the moss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. This last 6th one will be 1 lime terracotta, 2 moss. And so now you can see we have a 3x3 right in the middle of our roof. So what we're going to do for that is we're going to grab mossy cobblestone and connect to the sides. Then we're going to place calcite on top of that, just like this. Then we're going to connect the calcite. So there's going to be a 1 block gap right in the middle. On all of the sides of calcite, we're going to add pale oak signs on every side. Before we start working more on this, let's finish the rest of the roof so you actually have a safe place to work on this last part of the barn. So we're going to start here. It's going to be the exact same as the side over here where we need to put our moss carpet on both sides. Okay, we're going to do 2 moss, 2 terracottas, 1 lime, 1 wool. Jump down here because now we can't pass over here. And we're just going to fill in the rest with moss. And then right at the edge, moss carpet. Now this next one is going to be on the same line as this one here. We're going to go terracotta, wool. We're going to go down by 8 moss. Go terracotta, green wool, and 3 moss. So we're going to go down a layer and we're going to do 4 moss, 1 wool, and we'll go moss until we get to the last 3 blocks. So this is the last 3. Going to go 2 wool, 1 terracotta. So jump down here. Again, we're just going to do the same layer. So this has 2 of the same layer. We're going to do that here too. 2 of the same layer. Green wool, 1 terracotta, and the rest is moss. Okay, so we should be looking like this. We should have 2 more lines left to do, but we are going to leave them blank for now because we're going to add in dormer windows. So let's come back to the very top and work up here. So we want to take a temporary block and place it just on one corner, and we're going to do it twice. And then remove that bottom one so we can place an upside down stair. Now you could work off the upside down stair. So we're just going to attach upside down stairs. So on top of every calcite block, do an upside down stair, and they should start to connect. So it should look like this. Grab your spruce trapdoors, and we're going to place it all along the top half of the upside down stairs. So 3 on each side. Take pale oak fence, and just on the edges of the trapdoors on all sides, place a pale oak fence. On top of each pale oak fence, place a waxed, weathered cut copper slab. Between each slab, add a full waxed weathered cut copper block. behind the full blocks, add temporary blocks. And place a slab on each temporary block. Then we want a slab in the middle, but we want it to be up a half slab. So put a temporary slab on top of one of the slabs you just placed and go over so it's in the middle and remove that one. And now we have these gaps right in the corner. We just want to put a slab on top of one of the outer slabs, go over one and remove that one. So your roof will look like this. On top of the very middle slab, we want to place one anvil facing one way, and then we want to turn around and place another anvil on top of it facing another way. Take a dark oak fence on top of that anvil with an iron bar on top of the dark oak fence. My iron bars are black because I do use a WBC Builds texture pack. And that will be the top of your barn. Now you can either add right in the center up there, you can either add a chain with a lantern, a bell, whatever your heart desires. If you don't want anything inside of it, you don't have to put anything inside of it. And that just adds a little bit more decoration. So now let's start on our dormer windows. Okay, to start on our windows, we're going to start towards the bottom and we're going to work our way along this spruce slab. But if you follow the directions from earlier, you will remember that this was a mistake that I had you hopefully correct. These spruce slabs should not have been on the top half. The slab should have been the top half of the second block from the top. So your slabs should have been placed here. This first block should have been completely free and open, and your top slab should have been for the block below it. Hopefully I was able to, in post, correct that and tell you the right spot to put it. If not, now you know these spruce slabs were in the wrong place. Bring them down a full block. So put it on the top half of the second block from the top of this wall. Now to put our roof in. For this half, right on top of this spruce log, we want to do a moss, a green wool, a terracotta. We're going to go up, 2 moss, 1 green wool. And now we're going to work on our windows. We want to take a calcite. On top of the calcite, we want to do a pale oak plank. In front of the calcite, we want to do a pale oak sign. We want to take a pale oak trapdoor, and against this top half of this mangrove log, we want to put the pale oak trapdoor. On top of the trapdoor, we want to do a white stained pane, and we want to do 2. And then against that white stained pane, we're going to do what we did right here. We're going to take calcite, pale oak plank, pale oak sign. We want to grab our waxed weathered cut copper slab, and now we're going to start doing the little roof of this dormer window. So we're going to start on the side of this plank. We're going to do 1. So it's going to be in between the plank and the wool. Bring it out 1. We want to place 1 on top of the plank. Bring it out 1 and bring it back 1. We want to do that over here as well. 3 and then 2. For the middle, we want to be on this top half of this moss block. Bring it all the way out. And then underneath, we have a gap right above the window. So right just above the glass pane, put another slab. Now behind these windows, you could put lanterns and that will look very cute. Now we're going to fill in this middle part so we can work on a second window over here. We're just going to go over with 3 moss. And we're going to go up and we're going to do the same back here. 3 moss. 2, 3. Let's remove this temporary one that we had just placed so we could, now from in here at least, I could show you the lantern. So you're going to want to put another cut copper slab with a lantern underneath. Okay, now over here. We do calcite, pale oak trapdoor, calcite, planks on top of the calcite, signs in front of the calcite, stained glass in the middle. Here we just want to come out 2, 3, same with this one, 3, 2, and up, 3, and come over here and do 2. That way we could put another lantern right there. And now we're going to fill in this section with moss. We're going to do 2 terracotta, 1 moss, and then this bottom row will be all moss. Now the only thing left we have to do, and this is optional. Now the only thing left we have to do is bone meal the roof, and this is totally optional. If you don't want grass in your roof, you don't have to have grass on your roof. But we're just gonna come in here and randomly bone meal different parts. I'm gonna take down all the azalea bushes that pop up because I just want the carpet and the different grasses to show up. And I'm just gonna do that everywhere. But not the bushes, preferably not the bushes. You can do the bushes if you like the way they look, though. And sometimes it might become a little too grassy. Pick and choose what you want it to look like, how much grass you actually want. And that is the finished red barn tutorial that I have personally used in my forever world. I hope that was an easy tutorial for you to follow. I also do have some Let's Plays on my channel. If you liked videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to know if you use this in your world. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!